Today is Sunday. I'm uploading episode 23. Yesterday was the first time in a long time that I was hooked, that I could not stop drawing. So I don't want to stop that momentum. In fact, my hand hurts. I drew so much. So I came up with some tiny ideas, which is, let's get this one. And let's call this palette instead. That was off screen. Alright, what I want to do is, I want to build up a palette. This should not be hard. Oh, man, with the backlight I can't see anything. So now, okay, so I got my palette, right? I want to continue drawing here, but I'll talk. Okay, that lines up pretty good. So if I take the move tool, does AseSprite automatically select the correct layer? Yes, it does. Okay, that's awesome. Command apostrophe for the tiles, B for brush, minus for small, spacebar for moving around. Alright, so we got our little G for bucket. So in this video, I'm putting together all the clips I shot over the course of a week in the life of this little indie game developer. I'm making a little game in my spare time. I'm not a full-time developer. So I'm still learning as I go. I finally got to the point where I can focus more on the art instead of just getting the mechanics to work in Unreal Engine. Yes, I'm making a top-down video game in Unreal Engine. Check it out. If you thought I was talking right there, that's just a time-lapse. Don't mind me. If you are interested in some of the subjects that I'm going to be covering in this week's video, so on each day there's a little topic I'll tackle, whether it's moving files between AseSprite and PixSquare or simply making the pixel art and posting a time-lapse. If you're interested in any particular one, just check out the timestamps down below in the comments. It is a late night Sunday, and I am trying to figure out a little technical something. I need to figure out how to move projects between AseSprite, and it is a late night Sunday, and I am trying to figure out a little technical something. I need to figure out how to move projects between AseSprite and raining. At least it's nice and cool. So there's that. Out of milk, so this is what I have to do. I'm not going out there in the rain. No? Yes, good morning. Thought I'd do a little Friday update. The iPad made some good progress at work, and I have to add it in right now. Time to charge. Got here the beginnings of the castle prison at the start of the story. So let's see if we can just get a little PixSquare on the iPad to AseSprite on the Mac action going. It's already saved, so we export it as AseSprite file, share, airdrop to the Mac. That's it. Then open. There we go. See, it's a bit smaller, so the iPad can handle it. So I'm not sure about this sandy wall anymore, but since it's just tiles, I can rebuild once it's in Unreal, so it's okay. And this now looks like it's underwater. Added a ladder here, or stairs. But this little castle, check it out, right? So the tile set I'm using is, I forget from the top of my head who it's by, but it's this one right here. I find the color palette a little too dark, but then I haven't really tested it in game. So you get these towers, walls. Oh, I didn't actually see this one. Gates that I found a little too big. These pillars, wall type things. I guess this is animated, so I can just create an animation from this, which is cool, like a flip book in Unreal. There's some more down here. I think this is a different pack, but same artist. And then I recolored this one because it was this palette. So make the door smaller so it could fit in a single tile. These tile sets are different from these tile sets because they're a little bit more offset, so I could do some different stuff with it. Dropped in that, not a ladder, but a staircase over here as well. Also made it a bit smaller. I created this one, added a padlock, made this smaller. This looks more like a sewage drain over here. Made it smaller, so it became this little window that I place all over the map. All in all, pretty happy with how this is coming out. So let us see if we can just line this up. Take this out, copy, and then actually this node does it here at all. I need a new layer, right? This whole, oh, okay. Add this back in. Copy this one. Go back. Copy the correct layer. Trap it in. Oh, actually, I just remembered there were all these tiny little mistakes that I corrected. Like pixels missing, which was just more apparent when I had that orange background in the PixSquare file. So I might just want to keep this. Okay, now to line things up. Here, it's just an aside. In the right-click menu, tab. And there we have it. At 100%, it no longer fits on my screen. Progress. So as we can see, getting the workflow between the iPad on the go when I'm off to work or in bed and AseSprite on the Mac is turning out to be quite productive and eking out 50 minutes, half an hour here and there, more a day. Even I think I probably get like at least 2 hours extra a day. Which brings me to the next part. Am I really all that productive? Is this really that fast? I don't know, because I can't really compare myself, can I? Unless we find some other pixel artist time lapses. What else have I been up to? I've been looking up more stuff on YouTube, like algorithm stuff, you know, because ultimately I'd like to put this game out there, so it would be nice if people know about it. So I need to get more eyeballs on it while I'm working on it. But then I had a bunch of ideas for videos that are not this, so maybe I should set up a separate channel. So I came up with a name, secured that channel, just to see. So you heard it here first, but there's nothing out there yet because I have to, you know, make a few videos, make a house style for thumbnails, that kind of thing. See how that goes. Nowhere, probably, but we'll see how that goes. Now, we have here my little castle. Plenty of tiles. I had a happy mistake here with, as you can see, this is so the recolored tiles of floor. And then I accidentally dropped in the lighter color in the grooves, the grouts, between the actual street tiles. And it just made more of a contrast with the dark building. It looked way better. I also feel like it could have a bit more life to it, but that is more for animated sprites, which would be a separate layer on top of this in Unreal, so no need to worry about that here. Same like, it'd be cool if this grass is animated, but this could be like the default layer underneath for when there's no wind. All things like ideas that just start coming to you when you see this come together. Now it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is breakfast. I might just have to do some chores first and then see how much time there's left before work at 4 p.m. But that'll be in the next part, so stick around. So here's my main file in AseSprite. What I'm doing here is I'm expanding what I call my palette, which are the asset packs I bought on itch.io. This one in particular is the, what was it called? The summer pack? Let me check it out. Here you go. Freddy Pixel Art's top-down RPG adventure pack and the beachfront. The other packs are mostly by an artist called Anacolisa, and they're also pretty awesome, so be sure to check them out. the pixel crawler asset packs. Let's see which one is. Let's have a look at this one. See, it's in the same style. What else have they got? This one? Ano Kolisa, the artist name. That's what we're looking for. Here we go. But for now, on to the next part. Let's see how we can integrate someone else's asset pack and art into our own. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this next segment. I just remembered that I locked all the layers. I'm trying to move this bit of rocks with animated water because I wanted to have it in the map, and then I'll put the animation on top separately in Unreal at a later time. So I've noticed that when you have the move tool and an area selected, you still move the whole layer, and it's just so annoying. Okay, so now go back to move tool, and now it does. There's some subtlety at work here, and I just cannot figure it out. Okay, let's zoom in, drop the, get some more space, and then command apostrophe. Make sure this is still lined up. Let's put the screen up. It's a nice moody day in Manila. The tail end of the monsoon, or a particular part of the monsoon, typhoon Crising, it's called, letter C. So it's the third one this summer. It's just hitting Manila, and it's rain all day. Luckily it's not too bad. Like, you could go outside for a walk with an umbrella. Nice day to be inside for once. Nice day for no AC on and just the fan. That's what it is. Temperatures have cooled. It's like 25 degrees, which is nice. All right, so the other day I put the frame 1 of the waterfall in, and I just wanted to have a go at putting in something from the asset pack and then making it my own, making it fit in. So this one, let me just zoom out here. Haven't quite got everything worked out yet. Like, is this supposed to go down here and then the color of water behind it? Like, there's a ton of stuff I just haven't figured out, like how to what the workflow is, like putting it in the tile map and in the game and making it all work. So for right now, I am just focusing on using the scroll wheel click to move around instead of spacebar. So these are also the first frame of animation in this pack. Animations have to be turned into flipbooks in Unreal Engine, but I do want to have them in the map so I know what I'm doing, and then I could just put them on top. Of course, I suppose if there's transparency, anyway, we'll figure it out. For now, I've got this much going. I really want to take the plunge this weekend and move this over into Unreal and then rebuild this in the tile map. But I realize I really need to have a couple more tiles for this, because I've got such a big variety of tiles here. I can do so much with it. But now that I added a waterfall, of course, I need to add a river. And if I want to have a river, then I need more corner pieces. Okay, so this is the water. Fun observation, the water is actually purple and not blue. And it's one of those things where I noticed that, like, when you change the background color, it changes how you feel about the colors in the drawing itself, right? Which is interesting. So okay, so for right now, let's make an attempt for more blending of this with my map. After that, we will have a look at what we were doing last week, where I showed you all the alternate tiles I've got lined up on separate layers. See, there's still a lot that I could do, but there's really, like, I feel like I was on a train of thought here, which made sense at the time, and now I'm like, I don't need that many tiles. Like, I don't need to go that crazy. Or do I? What I really need to do is keep making progress. So now I've made all this art in about 2 weeks, I'd say. So I've been working on this for 2 weeks, and it's been awesome. I've got a nice workflow going, but I don't want to get stuck in the trap of making all this art and then when I put it in the game, it doesn't actually work. So after some more river parts, I will try and move the separate layers onto the same layer wherever possible. And then I'll move that as a PNG into Unreal, and we slice and we dice and we turn it into a tile map. Then we start a whole new process of rebuilding what we have here in an actual tile map, and we will simply walk around and see what that feels like. Which brings me to a thought that I haven't written down yet, but I'll record it here. All right, so the story of the game that I'm making is pretty bare bones. Working title is The Adventurer. I love walking around in video games and, you know, interacting, mostly not even playing the main story sometimes, like I'm doing right now in Oblivion Remastered, which is just, oh my god, it's phenomenal. So much fun. But my story, what little story I have, which I realize is very much like in the vein of Skyrim and Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls series, is you start off in a jail, and then the whole point is to escape from the jail and then to make your way back home. Like you've been wrongfully jailed, cross the land to make your way back to your hometown. That's it, right? Unless, of course, you get sidetracked by other adventures, but that's kind of it. Pretty straightforward. So I made, oh wait, I have that, of course, here. I made a crude outline. Press tab. As you can see here, this is a very crude drawing of the prison, which is all over. Like, as you can see, I didn't even stick for this outside part. I didn't even stick to the perspective that I was going for in the sketch. I just got carried away with the asset packs. So this is where the game was supposed to start, right? But then I made all this, and I'm like, well, it'd be kind of a waste not to have this at the start of the game. I just had a thought, like, what if you are transported to the prison by an ogre or something, and this is a very dangerous land, and so you have to drop yourself off at the prison. But while you're traversing these lands, you get a glimpse of where you are and how dangerous it is with all the, let's say, wildlife. And so the ogre taking you to the prison is completely overpowered, and you get to play as the ogre and just whacking everything out of the way as you just follow your way around, trying to make it over here to drop the real hero of the story, your actual character, off to be in prison. So you go through here, you get to see the prison layout a little bit, like maybe you get to see something happening that looks pretty dangerous, like, and then eventually you get dropped off in your cell, and that's where it starts. But then that's kind of the like an introduction. Anyway, it's kind of like sitting in the cart at the start of Skyrim, where you're driven to your execution, and there's a little bit of exhibition and exposition for the story, exhibition, to set the tone and all that, and it's pretty cool. And so here you traverse these lands, whack a bunch of creatures that are going to kill you, but you're OP as the ogre, drop them off. So immediately you get, like, once you get dropped off as your puny self, you realize that if you were to make it back out of here, you're not going to make it. That leaves the player then with a choice. Like, either you try and go out here and see if you can survive, or, of course, you explore within the system of the prison and the mines and see if you can find a way out somewhere else. And that's kind of the opening of the game, opening chapter. So let's get to work, shall we?